is John Cola with GrowingYourGreens.com. Today I have another exciting episode for you. I'm just kind of walking out to the garden, and I like to do this every day when I'm home, although I do travel a lot. And, one of the big things that comes up for me is like, people ask me all the time, John, how do you know what you're supposed to do in the garden every day, right? Well, I know after gardening for so many years, you just kind of have that gardener's intuition of like, oh, you kind of look around like, oh man, I got to do that, I got to do that. And you just kind of know. But I know many of you guys may not have that gardener's intuition. So I thought what I'd do in this episode is after coming back from one of my trips is I just got back to the garden. And I'm going to show you guys around the garden like POV style. That stands for point of view for those of you guys that haven't watched those kind of movies before where they do a lot of POV stuff. And we're just going to kind of give you guys a tour around the garden. And I'm going to share with you guys my thoughts, like what's going on in my head, when I'm walking around my garden and kind of looking at things. I mean, I love traveling, but I love even more coming back to my garden and seeing the amazing growth that's happened in just a short amount of time, whether I've been gone 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, a week. And, my garden's always flourishing, even if I'm not here to take care of it, because it's all in an automatic drip irrigation system or automatic irrigation system that I would highly encourage you guys to get so that you don't have to babysit your garden. Anyways, let's go ahead and take you guys on a special garden tour and share with you guys some of the things going on in my head and some of the projects that I'll be doing today. Alright, what you guys are looking at now is one half of my backyard. This is my garden where I planted in raised beds. I believe I have like 20 circular 4-inch wide raised beds, mostly constructed out of the plastic there. You guys can see maybe underneath there. And one of which I have actually the big bag bed. It's actually still holding up pretty good. And these guys are like massive. Every bed's planted out a little bit different. Got special Russian Balkan comfrey down there. Doing really good. Of course, we've got my green and purple tree collards in this bed. Got this one, the root beer plant, doing quite well. As I'm walking around, I'm always like kind of looking for things, when I'm looking through my garden. I'm looking at like the center shoots growth, because that's usually where bugs infest. Aphids, whiteflies, and I'm kind of like scanning and looking to see if I see any bugs or any kind of like ants crawling up the stems to let me know that there's an ant problem. If there's an ant problem, then that also means an aphid or other kind of bug problem. And I'm just kind of looking around for browning leaves. So I was like, one of the big projects I like to do is have my garden looking nice, and I don't like a lot of brown leaves hanging out. They can cause disease, bug damage, and also look unsightly. And they're just not needed to be there. Also, they could be doing more benefit in my compost pile than attached to the plant still. There's another one that I got to pick off. So yeah, that bed looks pretty good. I mean, obviously I got some browning leaves that I need to pull off. And if I look down at the understory here, near the ground, yeah, lots of brown stuff. But that's not super priority. This bed looks overly healthy. No bug issues. So like, that's like, yeah, on this bed I gotta pretty much pick brown leaves. It's a pain in the arse. I'll do it when I get there. Next bed we got a bed of okra with some greens growing in down below, including the Egyptian spinach and some collard greens and maybe even some things that I didn't plant, weeds coming up. And this bed looks pretty good. Yeah, there's some brown leaves in this one. So the okra is doing pretty good, still flowering and producing some little okras for me to eat. But one of the challenges I have had is that if you look very closely here, you'll see that there's little black spots on the okras, and yes, those are some aphids, and the ants farm the aphids. They eat the aphid poop or the sap, which is sweet to them. So I have to pay attention to that. So yeah, when I walk by, I see, oh, got some aphid challenges. I will want to spray some kind of neem and Dr. Bronner's on these guys. Doesn't look like it's a major issue at this point, although this leaf over there, if we take a look at that one, look at that, all those little black spots, that does need to be getting taken care of. Normally I'll get out the Hudson fogger and atomizer and fog the whole thing. Because there's not a lot, I might just take out a spray bottle with neem and Dr. Bronner's and spray it down. So that's kind of a priority in this bed. Next bed we got my tree collards, green tree collards. This tree is 12 feet tall. Yes, we have more brown leaves to pick off. And some other leaves here that are yellowing up and not looking super healthy. But let's see what else is in this bed. Got a lot of stuff down here happening. Oh yeah, we got seeds to pick off and save. I think that's celery, more leaves. Oh, you see some ants, maybe some pests going on. Oh, and we got these guys. Oh yeah, look, there's a little ant trail. You guys see them crawling up? That means we got some aphid issues up, and there they are. Need to spray that area also. But these guys are some seeds we got to collect actually. It's actually quite very important. They're the popolo seeds, so I can see them, and that's one seed that I do not want to get away. I mean, the celery seeds, yeah, I collect them whenever I can, but the popolo, they're much more valuable to me. They are pretty rare actually. So yeah, I got to collect popolo seeds in that bed. Over in this bed, of course, got some dinosaur kale, and we got a really big gobo plant planted right here, and that thing needs to get trimmed back. It just really shades stuff out. And yeah, we got some basil that needs to get chopped out and stuff. And the other bed just cleaned up. This next bed, it used to be some okra. Oh, and there's me. Looks like we just need to really clean it up a little bit. There's new tomatoes that came up from seed, some basil, and of course some okra that's doing fairly well. For my last trip, I actually pinned these tomatoes all the way up that are doing alright, and there's some purple okra growing. So yeah, this bed once again just got more cleanup duties to do. This bed there in the back, let's see here, what are we looking at? Yep, we got more gobo in the middle, a little bit of okra planted, and basil around the bottom. This bed also needs to be cleaned up. I need to start thinking about the fall/winter plantings, and I don't know, that's not super important to deal with in my opinion at this point. Although this next bed is this tomato bed right here. Some of the tomato plants have already been pulled out. They're not doing so well. And when I was out earlier in the garden today, I was kind of assessing, like, yeah, there's still half dozen tomato plants in here, but they're just not super productive. I'd rather, you know, have the new growth on those new tomatoes coming in over there and leave those to grow and produce, and actually this like taller one that's doing much more better and healthier. This one was the first planting. I got a lot in the middle, a little bit towards the middle of the summer now that it's kind of like winding down. So I'll probably pull these guys out because now this space is not super productive for me. It's not making me a lot of food, and I'd rather convert it and get my fall/winter crops in now so they get a good jump start on the growing season. And that's what I've done on these next two, which are my baby beds right now. So I must watch over these guys and take care of them. So I carefully inspected these guys. They look pretty good. Planted brassicas, including yellow cauliflower, purple cauliflower, white cauliflower, Romanesco, broccoli, collard greens, and then of course next we have another greens bed, a lot of lettuce, some endive, bok choy. This is going to feed me in the upcoming months. So what I'll probably do is I'll probably convert that last tomatoes, and all that needs to get pulled, composted, chopped up, and then I'll plant another greens bed in that bed. So that's kind of a priority. I do want to get that kind of moving. It's more important to me than cleaning up some of the brown leaves hanging out, but not as important as spraying for the bugs. Next bed here, this is the Egyptian walking onion. So walk like an Egyptian. These onions walk. They have top sets. They've fallen over. They need to be collected and potentially shared with people. I've been pretty lazy. It hasn't been a priority. I do need to do that. Also, it has the yacon that's still doing well. I did spray it. It was having some challenges earlier. In addition, this bed has some rampant celery growing into it. Just leave that one for now. It's too much to deal with. Yes, I got too much to do. Next bed here, this is just a whole bed of celery. I planted celery 1 year, and then the following year just came back from seed and just started spouting up everywhere. So this bed is just a perennial now bed of celery that I just don't even deal with. It just grows, and I harvest celery when I need it, and it just keeps growing, and I just keep harvesting it. And check it out. Here it is right here. This is the bed, right? It's actually just the seeds drop down into the ground next to the bed, and the celery is growing up next to the bed. So much celery. So yeah, totally amazing. I'm currently, one of the projects in this bed is I'm actually filling up new soil because the soil levels have dropped down since I haven't dealt with it for a while. So I'm adding new nutrition, adding rock dust, worm castings, and all the good stuff. Add nutrition to this bed so that celery can thrive. Looks like there's some mint that's gotten rampant in there, so I do need to pull that up before it gets out of control. Next bed over here. This bed had onions. I don't think I've ever actually replanted it for the summer, except I have this beautiful roselle plant, hibiscus, edible hibiscus. And those guys are pretty cool. I want to take cuttings off that and root them before it gets too cold. It also has some Swiss chard. If we look at this bed is basically not at the level of the raised bed. It's 2 inches down. So that's kind of important for me. I always like my beds to be topped off to the top to give a new influx of soil and nutrients, not only to feed the worms new organic matter in the form of compost, but also give the plants new areas to grow in the soil, and also basically add more nutrition, because with everything I'm growing, right, I'm pulling out nutrients out of the soil, and I want to add that back in. Minimally what I'm taking out, but I like to add more than what I'm taking out. So, need to fill that one up too. Next bed, this bed's a bit crazy. I just put stakes, 6-foot stakes all the way around bamboo to fill, so that the basil wouldn't crowd the walkways, so I could walk through here. And this bed I'm just leaving. I could harvest as much basil as I want until the end of the season. This next bed, another tomato bed. This one's actually still a productive tomato bed. As you guys can see, it's still flowering. And as you guys can see, still getting fruit off there. So because this one's still alive, this one's going to stay for now. I think my last pre-existing bed with tomatoes from the summertime, although I do have many new plants just sprouting up. This is another okra bed, next to my other okra bed. And similarly on the bottom, we got different kinds of greens on the bottom, including Swiss chard. Looks like we got some cilantro coming up, some dandelion. And in addition, we got some water spinach coming up too. It looks like it's doing quite well. Oh, and some lamb's quarters I need to pull out before the seeds all drop. But yeah, this bed doesn't really need too much work. That tomato bed doesn't need too much work either. Neither did this basil bed. Oh, I guess we'll go over to this onion bed over here. Let's take a look. Yeah, so this onion bed, this is a new onion bed I just planted out. This bed I just finished up, so this bed's pretty much done. Nothing really to do here or see. Finally, we got my eggplant bed. Yeah, eggplant bed. Well, I got to harvest eggplant number 1. Number 2, maybe trim back some of the bad leaves. I see some ants over there, so there are some pest issues. Maybe spray it with some neem, Dr. Bronner's, and otherwise I'm just going to let that one go till they don't grow any more eggplants. Next over here, I have a little container that's next to my automatic irrigation system with my Boogie Blue filter, so my water gets filtered. And yeah, this is doing quite well. It's growing some water spinach, and another water-loving plant like the Go-To Cola. And over here we got another perennial bed, lots of mint. I just kind of let this one go. Probably should trim this guy back a little bit. It's got goji berries in there. Oh, I see some ripe goji berries actually. And then up top we got the tree collards, green and purple varieties. See some yellowing leaves, brown leaves on the bottom. Yes, they need to get picked up. Lots of things to do in my garden. I do need help. If you're in Las Vegas, hey, shoot me an email if you want to volunteer and come over. Help me out pick brown leaves. Alright, so moving on. This bed here is basically my herb bed. It's really overgrown with the lemon balm here really taken over. Probably need to trim those guys back. And the sage, and I need to stake these guys up because it's a bit difficult to walk through my jungle in the desert. Oh, here, man. Yeah, check it out. We got to harvest all these celery seeds. They've been there a while. I've neglected them. Oh, man, check it out. This is cool. So right here, what we have is we got my Spilanthes plant. And, yeah, I probably need to just really get in here. Oh, yeah, look. We need to harvest those seeds also. And that's more of the popolo that's growing. That's cool. And we got oh, this vine's cool here. It's the Chinese herb. You can eat that. It's really good and probably the best leafy green. I'll have this in another episode. That did well this year is this guy. It's the Jannier Procums, or also known as longevity greens. And it's just vines up, and it's just growing all rampant down here. One of the things I really need to do on that is do cuttings and root them in a cloning machine, before it gets too cold to keep the genetics alive. I have many plants this year, and I will grow them every summer, hands down, year after year, because they do grow so well in the desert heat. So yeah, I mean, I think that pretty much rounds out this side of the garden. As I walk through here, I mean, it's a jungle in here, man. Had a friend over the other day looking at all this stuff. She's like, wow, man, your backyard's like a jungle. All right, so that's half of my backyard raised beds. You guys saw all the stuff I saw over there. Pretty much the main things that stuck out for me were that I need to fill up some raised beds with some soil. I need to spray for some insects, pests before they get out of control. And I need to take out the tomatoes and plant new stuff, because the new stuff I plant now is a food that I'll be eating real soon. And yeah, picking up leaves and all the maintenance stuff, that's all busy work. I'll do it when I feel like. All right, next let's go to my other side where I got my concrete block raised bed garden. Got all these raised beds. First bed was planted out in mixed greens. It's really cool to see which mixed greens I planted survived and which ones had some challenges. This one is the turmeric, did really well. Standard kale did pretty good. These guys really ruled the world. The Egyptian spinach did quite well as the water pepper. That's this guy. They did quite well. They pretty much dominated this bed. In addition, of course, as I knew, my ashitaba did awesome after I transplanted it. I think I'll plant a few more ashitaba in here that I have ready to go. And I think, what else did pretty good? The tree collards, they're doing all right. Although I did lose one right there that I need to pull out. And, oh yeah, of course, they got the dinosaur kale that did manage to survive. And some other random herbs partially survived. Oh, the akira, that did actually quite well. Looks nice and ornamental too. And of course, got the longevity greens, did quite well. So yeah, in that bed, pretty much all I saw was fill up some of the holes that the aquajet is creating, and also take away some of the leaves that are brown on the ground, search for some caterpillars that I've been finding in that bed because they are eating some of my greens. The next bed here, another story. We got sugarcane growing. We got some Egyptian spinach, my best plant that's done the best, but it's totally fallen over and needs to get staked. Lemon verbena needs to get staked. Oh yeah, look, and we got, this is another unique variety of the poplar. It was originally purple stemmed, tastes a little bit different than the other one. And this is a Brazilian poplar, I believe. And it's going to flower slowly, not quite ready yet. Of course, some other greens, and more of the Egyptian spinach there. Some peppers. Mainly this bed just needs to get cleaned up and things need to get staked up. And I don't know, staking things up is a priority for me, because on this side of the garden I really can't even make it through the next aisleway over there. Nope, next over on the cucumber wall here, yes, kind of got decimated in the super hard heat. Some of the plants have actually been coming back and they're currently flowering and be going to fruit here. So yes, I need to clean up this whole wall and trim back the diseased and leaves that are no longer alive, and see if we get some more production out of this before we get too cold. Next bed over here is the pepper bed. This bed is out of control. Not only do I have peppers, but I also have tomatoes. So one tomato was a volunteer, I let it grow, and now I have plenty of tomatoes growing right alongside all my peppers. And I want you guys to look, I mean, look at that. If you guys just look, there's like red peppers and peppers, yellow peppers, all the way in under this canopy. I mean, one of the main things I need to do in this canopy is harvest, harvest, harvest. The good thing is peppers will naturally dry on the plant here. So, you know, if I am late and don't harvest them, they will dry naturally. So then I could dry, they're already pre-dried, I just pick them and save them. The thing I would like to do is actually harvest them and then dry them myself. In addition, I don't know if you guys could see that, but there's one raised bed there. There's one raised bed there. This is the walkway. Or this is supposed to be the walkway. This is the walkway on both sides, and as you guys can see, it's totally overgrown. Totally lots of peppers happening. The aquajet and the good soil has definitely done really well. And yes, I know that some of you guys are seeing the hornworm poop. Yes, I had some hornworms, and I found a couple, took care of them, and I want to come out at night and find some more. And of course I got some brown leaves I need to trim. you know, this is semi-important to me. I do need to harvest, preserve my crop, but I still got some time to do that. It's not like they're, you know, going bad instantly like tomatoes. And that's another thing I like about the peppers is that, you know, they stay preserved on the plant as long as you have nice weather. And like we have here, nice dry weather that's arid. They actually dry on the plant without doing anything, unlike the tomatoes that'll generally rot first. Once again, my next raised bed is more peppers. And this is the walkway in between this bed, and as you guys can see, totally overgrown. And totally lots of peppers happening. But I'm still waiting to ripen up. So yeah, we're gonna get in here and harvest all these ripe guys. Another big project. And yeah, harvesting and staking up probably the biggest thing on the pepper side. But yeah, I mean these peppers here, these plants here, over 6 feet tall right here. This one, and as you guys can see, still producing peppers. Yeah, this bed mainly just needs to get cleaned up on the bottom. Still lots of peppers to harvest, and yeah, there's some that are drying on the plant. There's one starting to shrivel up and be dried. Over on the back side, after the cucumbers, I had tomatoes planted. After the hot summer that they didn't like, it's coming back with a vengeance. Got lots of greenery, so I will leave this patch here to grow and hopefully flower and start to produce for me in just a little bit of time. These are some Better Boys standard varieties of tomatoes here. Alright, so as you guys could see, that's pretty much what I have to do in my garden today. You guys got the whole tour and you saw what I saw. Now, if you saw what I saw, what would you do? Hey, put your comments down below to let me know. Basically what I saw is that I got a lot of peppers to harvest. I should probably be making some kale chips too, because I got a lot of greens I want to be harvesting. I might even want to think about starting and doing some cuttings of my tree collards, you know, to propagate some more of those, because I got greenhouse space and it is getting cooler. I mean, I see so many things that I have to do here. Do I like freak out? Oh, I gotta do too much stuff. Let's just go and watch TV or watch YouTube on the internet or something. You know, no, I'm gonna be out here. It's a beautiful day here. It's like in the high 70s, low 80s today. I mean, with a t-shirt, you know, I'm so happy to be living in somewhere where it's still warm, because I know many of you guys, your season might even be over. Your summer season might even be over already. Or it's cold and you just don't like being outside without a jacket on. But I really love this weather here, and I'll be gardening for a couple more months, all these same plants. But I think probably the most important for me is getting some new soil mixed up, you know, getting the tomatoes taken out, replanting that bed, filling it up with new compost, new rock dust, new worm castings, also filling up some of the other beds over there, dealing with the bugs. I think those are the main projects I'll be working on today. And then, of course, I think next I want to maybe start staking up some of these pepper plants so that I could get in there to easily harvest them, get some help to easily harvest them, dehydrate them, lacto-ferment, pickle them, and so I'll be eating my peppers throughout the winter instead of the crap I buy in the grocery store. All right, so yeah, that's pretty much it for today's episode. I gotta get to work. Hope you guys really enjoyed this POV tour of what I'm doing in my garden today, and it gives you guys some ideas about what you might want to do. You know, when walking around your garden, I want to encourage you guys to be aware and be present with nature. Don't think about the wife and you got to fight with your wife this morning, or girlfriend, or those bills you owe. Come to your garden, being in your garden, right? Ohm to nature. You know, I don't ohm to nature, nothing, but you know, just be one with nature. Kind of get in the groove. Kind of just relax a little bit and just be perceptive and see and look. Because if you look, you know, you will get guidance from nature, from your garden. It'll literally tell you what to do. Like, you know, my plants aren't yelling out to me saying, John, you need to stake me now. You know, what my garden is telling me today is that, John, you need to start replanting some stuff so you got some stuff to eat for the winter time. And then later, you know, I'll get out to staking some of these guys up because they're not optimally happy. And, yeah, I definitely know it. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this episode. If you like this format, give me a thumbs up. Might do more of these in the future. Let you guys know what you might want to be doing in your garden. Once again, my name is John Kohler with growingyourgreens.com. We'll see you next time. Until then, remember, keep on growing.